athletes in the Caltrans vest, was coaching Walter on how to run his first marathon, which he did in 2007. So, I mean, he has that kind of impact on people. He's very soft-spoken. He's very mild-mannered. Everybody wants to talk to Walter. And these people who were supposed to hate him because he's pro-life were even talking to him. And so they were getting in trouble. So he's on the sidewalk, and he said when somebody would drive up and he knows that the escorts are going to run in front of him, he would say, well, you know, if they didn't see the person, you know, hey, someone drove up, you know, do you want to, we can walk together and get there, you know, and talk to him and the whole bit. And you know, of course they would just get mad and run in front of him, but he said he never walked fast, he never did anything that could even remotely be construed as intimidating or aggressive, and he always let them get there. He said he even used the bad things that they said about him. He's a protester and he just wants you to run away. He said he even used that against them. You know, the women would, you know, come to the side where they go, you know, this crazy protester, don't listen to him, don't talk to him. He said, hi, I'm the man that they're talking about, and I just want to take a moment of your time and talk to you about alternatives to this clinic. And so it really, I mean, it's kind of funny, but it kind of progressed on. These people could not shake him. The police didn't work, the escorts didn't work, so the clinic director and all the money behind them, you know, went to the city council and Nancy Nadell and crafted an ordinance that basically makes exactly what Walter is doing a crime. The first draft of this ordinance was declared invalid. The judge gave the city of Oakland an opportunity to rewrite it before he just declared it unconstitutional outright, which I think he should have just done. Because it even had verbiage to say, if you have literature that is discouraging someone from going into the clinic, you need to be arrested. And Mike Millen did the demonstration. He said, so the judge said, okay, so if this one says no, I go to jail, and then this one says yes, go into the clinic, I'm okay. He goes, oh no, you can't do that. Which is exactly what they're doing. Because right now, the only people that have permission to talk to anybody are the escorts. If you're trying to bring somebody into the clinic, you can walk up to them, you can lock arms with them, you can, you know, sing songs, hand out paper, you know. You can do anything you want if you're encouraging them to go into the clinic. If you're trying to offer them a life alternative, you have to maintain this 8-foot bubble between you and the person unless you have their permission. But you can't imagine how are you going to get somebody's permission when there's 3 people in front of you and the people in front of you have signs and they're blocking your face and they're in front of you and they're going la 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 so people can't hear you, and you're very soft-spoken, very, you know, understated, and you're trying to not yell at somebody who's making a tough decision. You don't want to say, hey, can I talk to you? You know, you want to say, can I talk to you about alternatives to the clinic? You want to respect their privacy, but it's very difficult to even engage. You can't even know if you got consent because you can't even see the people that are walking up to the clinic. And so you have maybe, what, between 5 and 10 seconds when somebody walks by you to say, may I talk to you? And they're gone. And there are people that do stop. There are people, I know I said African-American people, who we see somebody Caucasian bullying somebody white, we're wanting to find out why. You know, why are these 3 people around this one man, right? And a lot of women stop and say, well, I'm going to go see what he has to say because I don't like how you guys are treating him. So that has worked in Walter's favor as well. And the last time he was on the sidewalk, which was the Tuesday after his initial sentencing, on the 19th, on February 24th, the last time he was on the sidewalk, a young man came out of the clinic, and I know he just looked like he felt helpless. And the police were talking to Walter because they were trying to figure out what to do because they didn't have any paperwork and they couldn't put him in jail because there was no order because it was all a mess. And so the young man walked up to Walter and stepped in between Walter and the police officer and told him, and pointed to his sign and said, man, you need a bigger sign, okay? Because this message has got to get out. So I'm just telling you, you need a bigger sign, okay? So and the guy walked away. But we got into all of this. It's kind of like, you know, backhanded. You know, we, you know, got asked and just went out there. And the Issues for Life Foundation got started because Alveda King heard about what was going on with the city council in Oakland. She even wrote a letter. We read it at the city council when they were trying to enact this ordinance. And Alveda was coming in 2008 to the Walk for Life West Coast. And she said, you know what, we have to walk in Oakland. We cannot let the city of Oakland get away with passing something like this against pro-lifers, and so we need to walk in Oakland to let them know that the pro-lifers are still here, we're alive and well, and we have a message, and we're willing to take it to the streets. And so, interestingly enough, there was a Martin Luther King celebration, but the city of Oakland blew it. They gave us the date before they put their own celebration on the books. So we had the date in November, and then we turned around, I think it was 2 weeks before, and we look up and there's a banner for an MLK celebration. And we're like, where did that come from? You know, so they kicked us to the curb. They literally kicked us to 14th and Broadway, the corner of 14th and Broadway. And what God is just amazing. All the media that was looking for the Oakland City event pulled up to that curb and said, hey, do you guys know where, you know, this is? And we go, no, but Alveda King is over here, so why don't you come and talk to her? And so a lot of media had come and talked to Alveda. And then Alveda decided that she was going to force the issue with the city of Oakland, and so we went over to just say hello to Oakland. And of course, they know she's pro-life, and they don't want to let her say hello. But now you got all this media who knows she's here. You have the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King at a Martin Luther King celebration, and you're not even going to let her near a microphone. So, of course, it was like political suicide. And Ron Dellums, who knows Alveda personally, made a phone call downstairs and said, you need to let her say something. So after she promised not to talk about abortion and, you know, not to say anything, you know, they gave her 5 minutes, and she got on and she said that, you know, who she was, and she just wanted to say hello to Oakland, and she got him to sing This Little Light of Mine. And she said, and if you want to talk to me further, I'm over there on the corner. And the crowd followed her. You know, the crowd followed her. Cool. And what was amazing, God linked a path in history with the president. God sent 4 black girls. He said 4 young girls to carry our banner, which says abortion hurts women. And if you look at the little girls who died in the church bombing in Alabama, there was 4 little girls that passed away. So God made that connection between that passing and life. And we walked the streets of Oakland. I think we probably had maybe 100 people that first walk, which was amazing, because we were thinking that, well, we're doomed. We're over here on the corner. Nobody's going to come. Nobody's going to hear us. But God worked it all out, and it was great. So we actually started the foundation because we had a nonprofit business, which is called the Balm and Gilead. So the foundation is kind of like a DBA. And that business, you know, that nonprofit had kind of just been sitting on the shelf. We hadn't been doing anything with it. So we resurrected it. And it's now the Issues4Life Foundation, and you know, it's just gone from there. I really don't know what God's doing or where He's going with this, but it has been amazing. I mean, we even had 50 people this year in the rain walk in Oakland. So, you know, God is doing stuff in Oakland, and you know, I don't know where it's going to go. But
what would you like black pastors to do, and what would you like them to know, and why do you think that they're so silent on this issue?
Wow. Well, I would like the African American pastors to know that they need to wake up, that the sheep that are under their care, the lambs, the sheep are being sheared, and the lambs in the womb are being ripped out, and their innocent blood is being shed. African Americans are the #1, you know, in abortion. I mean,
37%.
Well, it's higher than that.
Is it really?
If you think about the fact that African Americans total are only 12% of the population, that means women are about 6 or 7, but women of childbearing age are 3% of the population. So you have 3% of the population that's having 39+% of the abortions. It is a genocide. And if you look at the fact that since Roe v. Wade has been legalized, we've lost more than 20 million lives to abortion in the African American community. We've lost more than 50% of our population. There's only 37 million African Americans. You know, as of the 2000 census, we are now the minority. The Hispanic community has more numbers than we do. So you can't ignore the fact that the numbers are diminishing, and you can't dismiss the fact, you know, you can say abortion doesn't happen in the black community, but you're just saying it. You come down to that clinic and you see that 25 women went in and 21 of them are African American, you have to be blind not to know that it's a problem in the African American community. If you know the history of abortion, if you know that in 1939, Margaret Sanger had a project called the Negro Project, and the objective of that project is to eliminate the Negro population. she didn't want that to get out, and she actually used pastors to